we thank you for bearing with us and being patient, coming to this mosque after the weather didn't allow us to gather at Weekway Park. And we thank you for being patient, sitting, listening to the speakers who have come from this local area and also as far as Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, like myself, to speak to you about the truth of Islam. We'd like to begin with a brief introduction of the person who is sitting in front of you, whose voice you're listening to right now. This person that is sitting in front of you is a native, even though presently living in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, is a native of the city of Newark. I was born in Beth Israel Hospital, there on Lyons Avenue. And I grew up here, partially in Baxter Terrace projects. I went to a couple of high schools in the local area, Irvington High, Weekway High, Orange High, and I used to teach in that church across the street, Wells Cathedral Church of God in Christ. At that time, 672 High Street. That brief introduction about the person who's speaking to you is an introduction that is the foundation of, and we hope that it is the foundation of sincerity, a sincere effort to make you realize or to allow you to know the truth about the way of life that the speaker is planning to give to you this afternoon or this early evening. Islam is a religion, for lack of better words, that has been greatly misunderstood. And in this particular area, meaning the Newark, New Jersey area, it is a religion that is probably more grossly misunderstood than any place that the speaker, myself, your friend and lecturer, Dawud Adeeb, which is my name, and all the places that I've ever been. And the Lord of the worlds, whom we call Allah, the one true God, has allowed me to travel to many, many countries and many places throughout the world. Islam, from what I've seen in this city that I was born in, is grossly misunderstood. At the same time, we find that many people in this particular area think that they understand what is Islam. They think that they understand what is Islam. Especially the youth. And one of the reasons is that there have been so many false representations of Islam in this city long before probably many of you, if not most of you, were even born. This city is a very unique city with regards to Islam, or that which has been represented as Islam. So much so that you can travel throughout the city and you can find graffiti on the walls. Karima loves Hassan. Yasmin was here. Rajan is in the house. All these different types of things you see written all over the place. It's very easy to travel in Newark, New Jersey in this particular area and hear someone say, all praise is due to Allah, and they're not even a Muslim. It's very easy. You can't find this in Mobile, Alabama. You won't be able to find that in Arlington, Texas, or Olympia, Washington. You won't be able to find it. But in Newark, it's very, very common for someone who may even be a crackhead or a dope fiend, a heroin addict, who will look at the package of crackers and is concerned with the ingredients, if it has pork in it or not. That's something that's common in Newark. Very, very common. And it is because of either, once again, the Islamic influence on this particular area of New Jersey, or the false representation of Islam in this area. The false representations of Islam began here in this city, to the best of our knowledge, because we're talking about the truth about Islam. To the best of my knowledge and my research, the very beginnings of the false representation of Islam began here on Littleton Avenue. On Littleton Avenue. And since this is just not purely a lecture, and we hope that there's going to be some dialogue between myself and you, I'm going to solicit and seek the assistance of some of the guys who are Muslims here, as we say in Philadelphia, the old heads, to assist me if I'm incorrect. That one of the false, or the beginning, to the best of my knowledge, of one of the false representations of Islam began right here on Littleton Avenue in the 1920s. Is that not correct, President? That's correct? So I had to call on someone who's as old or older than me. Or a little older than me. Here on Littleton Avenue in Newark, there's a group that has spread throughout America. And primarily you will only find it in America, this specific group or organization that claims Islam. But once again, we're talking about the truth about Islam. That group today is known as the Moorish Science Temple. And it has its leader, whom they call Noble Drew Ali. They called themselves, and they still call themselves, Muslims. Not Muslim, but Muslims, or Moors, M-O-O-R-S. We're not here to give you a history class for those things that may bore you, but we're setting this